The second thing is to write like you talk. Now, to get very tactical, it's to write simply, and it's to write at a fourth or fifth grade reading level. There's this app called HemingwayApp.com.
Yes.
It's free, and what you'll notice is that if you have to look something up in a thesaurus, don't use the word. The goal is to write at a fourth or fifth grade reading level. And I'll give you guys a really good example. Warren Buffett owns an insurance company. That's a very complicated business. But his annual letters, on average, I believe each sentence that he writes, it's about 18 words per sentence. And the reading level is something like a sixth grade reading level. And this is why Warren Buffett, in part, is famous because he was world famous for saying these very like simple phrases, like what was the one? It's when the tide goes down is when you learn who doesn't have their swimsuit on. Like these like
Yeah.
really amazing analogies. One of the reasons why is he was a brilliant marketer and he was really good at writing simply and using analogies. And so I tell people start with the big idea, write simply. I tell them use the active voice, not the passive voice. I'll give you an example. The boy kicked the ball versus the ball was kicked by the boy. The second one is bad. The first one is good. Most people actually use the second one. And so you always want someone to be doing something, not something being done to them, if that makes sense. And then the last two or three things I say, always remove adverbs. Stephen King famously said, "The road to hell is paved with adverbs." Don't use adverbs. And then also a lot of times a really effective way to be a better writer is you write, like let's say you have this big sales page for a lot of your founders, they might have that, or a cold email or something huge that's going to be seen by millions of people. The best way to make it good is to pretend that you are just writing to one person and you really literally write a letter to them explaining it. And that's a really good way to get out of your people's head.
Building out your team is one of the most crucial things you have to get right in your startup, and finding the right developers is particularly important. But now there's lemon.io. They're going to save you time, money, and headaches by doing all the time-consuming legwork for you. They've got an experienced lineup of pre-vetted developers working for competitive rates. Just 1% of applicants are accepted into Lemon's elite program, and they're not just out there finding this great talent, they're also working with you to integrate these new members into your team. Plus, if it's not a good fit, hey, and sometimes things don't work out, Lemon will hook you up with a new developer ASAP. I've seen startups go from just pretty good to amazing after filling out their teams with developers from lemon.io. Go to lemon.io/twist and find your perfect developer or technical team in 48 hours or less. Plus, Twist listeners get 15% off their first 4 weeks. That's lemon.io/twist, LEMON.io/twist.